Hi, I'm based from Instarem, and Instarem stands for instant remittance. It simply is that we remit money from one place to another way at a faster speed and lowest cost. And the story starts from our co-founders. One of our co-founders is Nano. When he traveled for a bachelor parties at Thailand. Then he need to remit money. I don't know why the resort doesn't accept credit card. Then he found out that it's so troublesome and cumbersome, and the cost is so expensive to remit just a small amount of dollars there. So he found out that one of his friends actually have accounts in both Thailand and India. So he agreed with his friend at a rate and then swapped the currency with him. He credited his money to the Indian account, and then his friend helped him to send money locally at Thailand. And then this just inspired him that, oh, many people are experiencing the pain point from the traditional way of money transfer. So it will be cool if he can scale up this model, then he can help many people in the world to transfer money at a much lower cost, and it's for benefit of actually the whole world and the economic actually worldwide. So he bring up his friend Mike. They work together in London, and then from the team from compliance, from sales, and then from tech team, they create partnership with the bank and set up the tech platform. And also with the compliance team, they get the license to run the business. Is how the story starts. And the business starts in Australia, focusing to serve the most Indians working in there. Because in Australia, the landscape is much larger space, not like Hong Kong. In Hong Kong, it's very convenient. We can get to the bank, access to the financial service very easily. Just on the streets, you will find a few banks. It's very easily accessible. But in Australia, like someone, if he need to remit money, maybe he has to spend half day driving to the bank and queue up and fill up the forms. It's really tiring and really time consuming. And so the service with an online platform, you can just sit, relax with your mobile phone or just go online. It's so easy and friendly. The business started in Australia. We operate there and go quite well. Like in a year, we got 3 to 5% of market share for the corridor from Australia to India. This is like a proof of concept which enable us to get more funding. We raise funds to expand the business to the other market. And then we get on board our investors strategically from Singapore, so that our company now is headquartered in Singapore. Though none of our co-founders really from Singapore. Our co-founder, Pajit, and another one, Mike. One is in US, another one in India. Then the business brings us together. And then now the headquarters is being set in Singapore because of the regulatory and the funding opportunity in Singapore. And then after the proof of concept in Australia being successful, and then we managed to raise the funding of Series A and then Series B, and we do the global expansion. We get license in Singapore, and then Hong Kong, Malaysia, also Canada, US, Europe, and India. Entering different markets, we need to do like localization. After you get the funding to do globalization, set up different teams in different locations, we have to localize in different environment and different locations. Like in Hong Kong, as I say, the individual people, they can get easily access to the financial portals. Then the focus in Hong Kong and Singapore will be a bit shift to the business-to-business model. So we develop another platform for bulk payment. It's like for use by the financial institution, large payment processor, they can use our platform to transfer money in a batch, which have some configuration that they can use with some approval checker features that also at a very low cost comparatively to the traditional way. I think the beauty of our platform is like it is actually win-win partnership between different corporations. Like how we make a friend-to-friend swap of currency built into a really international platform that can benefit all. It's like we connect to 8,000 banks in 55 countries, and then we agree with our partners to trade at the interbank rate. Actually, we source the rate from routers, and then we trade with the partner banks. Those are small, medium-sized banks which do not participate in the traditional, the network that used by the bank, because it's quite expensive to join, even to be the member to use the service. So we connect with the 8,000 banks in 55 countries, and then we agree with the rate and we trade with them, and we offer the same rate to our individual clients and also a very close rate to the business clients. This enables us to create a differentiation of our service. It's like the transparency and the low cost, and actually we introduced the zero margin FX to the market. Traditionally, the remittance provider will charge people on the spread on the FX and also transaction fee. It's like and any amounts you have a minimum fee like more than $100 to pay. But with our service, with the platform, you can see the rate and the fee very upfront, and the fee is like range from 0.25% to 1%. Is subject to different corridors. So it's very simple, like you send $10,000 to overseas, the charge will be only like $25. Then it's really amazing at different corridor, like someone say for Hong Kong, you want to remit money to Malaysia, the cost will be high in the market. But with our service, I really see people really happy to hear about us in some events like, oh, it's so cool. It really helped us save a lot. And then also for some corporation, like we have a client using our MassPay platform. It's like a hotel booking site. They have to pay the money back to different member hotels. And from his experience, we help them save like 120,000 Hong Kong dollar every month. This is a good way, like we help the individual people as well as the corporation. You know, the money saved can help them do more of what they want to do. Compliance is very core for the payment industry, and what makes us a bit different from different startups is like our team is from very experienced people from the financial industry. They have very solid experience from the compliance and from sales. Then this is a very good mix, actually. For compliance, so we have very experienced compliance people in different locations in Hong Kong, in US, actually in every market that we operate. And then we have the patience to actually talk to each of the country's regulator and the central bank. And in Asia, is a bit complicated because different countries, they have their own regulatory requirement and different limitation. Then we really need to talk to each of the government, each of the regulators, and follow different rules and comply to them. That makes us different because we have the patience to collaborate and talk to different regulators in different countries. In a startup, we have many things happen. that is very exciting. Like with the expansion, we launch in every country one by one. Like we launched in Australia in 2015, and then 2016 we have Hong Kong and Singapore, and then we launched in Malaysia, and then we set up office in Europe. Also, we are live in UK, India. It is every moment is very exciting, but then I think many of the startups also will experience this. Maybe it's a difficulty, a happy problem is to how to bring the team, bring the talents to work it out with the global expansion. We need tech people, we need compliance, we need CS, we need you can actually everything you can imagine, like from the finance operation, from the design and marketing. You need any people that have talents, and actually for a startup it's very important to get people that have passion. In some office you may have a small team, maybe just 3 or 4 people to start with, and then each one of the person will have to do, and actually the scope out of their own, like the title that they need to serve to. So to bring up the team, we need people in addition to the professional skills, and also actually it's most importantly the passion and the energy that a startup will need. Actually, if one only really just take it like a job, it's just another job, then we'll lose the momentum and cannot help the team to grow. So in addition to like the professional skills of who can decide, then we need people that who can step forward one more step, take one more step to think about. I think maybe the core is to the customer experience. Actually, at different posts, everyone need to take it as the core for the no matter you're a developer, you write the script, or you're a designer, a marketer, or an accountant. Everyone in a startup, no matter really small startup or a bit developed, also need people that with passion and energy in their environment. We have been experiencing quite an exciting journey. Till now we are award-winning, we already operate in 8 markets. So next step, we are also going to launch a few more markets like in Indonesia and Japan, where we are waiting for the license to come. And then we will slow down a bit to grow each of the markets more mature. And then we are targeting actually to an IPO in 2021. I have been working in some like MNC. The hierarchy, the approval process, everything that drives people mad. Some management you may not like, and there's many crazy things in an MNC, and maybe you don't get the opportunity to explore much because already the workload is so heavy that you have to just like. To myself, it's like I staying in my cave, work on some PowerPoint presentation for some management meeting, and then really, even no time to join some really inspiring events. I don't have time, I don't have the bandwidth, and no opportunity to go out to talk to people actually. And then I just take a break for a few months, and then Instarem found me or I found him. So it just clicked that here in Hong Kong, because we have only a few people, for marketing actually only one-man band. So I have the flexibility and really have the room to design, to think, to try many different things, to propose and get approval is much easier. Of course, you have to bring up something makes sense and really translate the things into business that you can get the result from the investment. And it is very exciting. To myself, it's like I work in Instarem. It's like I work for my own business, because actually in an office with just a few people, you have to do everything, anything. So I'm really happy to join the and experience the entrepreneurship, and it's a very, I think the working style in a startup is really cool for me, and I really like the office that we're staying in. We just like an advertisement for them. We stay we work in Hong Kong. It's also there's community to support the startups, and also like the environment provided by like Cyberport. And in Hong Kong, the momentum of startups is really exciting, and many events going on that really help myself to improve myself actually, and to present to my growth actually. The learning curve is really deep here. So it's a very happy experience.